I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. This Thursday, July 21st, going to be a hot, steamy weekend. Does not mean you can't get out fishing. There are some species you may not want to go after and not want to stress them out, but there's plenty going on, and there's a lot to talk about today. Last week, one of the hotter days up till what we're expecting this weekend was Saturday. We traveled up to Lake Lillonona, where the Connecticut Bass Nation was holding the next in its high school tournament trail. Great stuff. Had a lot of fun. Want to get out to another one of those. Let's take a look. We're having a technical difficulty here with that segment, so we were going to straighten that out and get right back to it. But they had a great turnout, some great catches there. And I was very impressed by what I saw. You had a number of adult volunteers giving their time and giving a lot of effort, materials, money to get these kids out fishing. It really, really is what we need to do to save the sport. It's what we have to do to get that next generation out there. And we hear all the time that fishing is a dying sport, that it's falling by the wayside. What I saw Saturday, what I saw later in the week that we'll get to later on in the show, those all belie that if we as adult anglers nurture the sport, that we can get that next generation interested. So it was a great turnout. There is, I believe, one more tournament left this summer. I'm hoping to get to that. There's also an adult tournament that I'm hoping to get out to. Any Bassin has its thing going on. A lot of bass fishing action going on right now. A lot of surf fishing going on right now too. Some very hot stuff. Why don't we take a break and come back? Warm weather, light breezes, boats are in the water. There's no better place to celebrate summer than the Dock Shop. Whether in Darien at 51 Tokenique Road or Westport at 609 Riverside Avenue, the Dock Shop is where you'll find everything you need to kick off summer. From the latest summer apparel to the newest fishing tackle, the Dock Shop will help you get the most out of your next beach day or harbor cruise. At the Dock Shop, you'll find a wonderful selection of items made in the USA and right here in New England, all with a distinct nautical flair. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the coastal lifestyle, this is a unique place to shop. DockShop.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Mosquitoes, ticks, gone. Guaranteed. That's what Mosquito Squad guarantees as America's most trusted mosquito and tick control company. Locally owned and operated, over 90,000 homes have been protected by Mosquito Squad using their dual protection method for season-long protection, which includes barrier spray service for eliminating mosquitoes and adult ticks, as well as supplemental programs to increase tick control. They use only USDA organic options, which are safe and non-toxic. Contact them today at www.squadctny.com or 203-893-4309. Mosquito Squad. No bugs, no bites, no kidding.
You're watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 1 million people have watched our live sports, news, and entertainment programming since the network launched in August 2015. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network. You're watching the HAN Network.
This Thursday, July 21st. We've worked out our technical difficulties. Now let's go up to Lake Leelanau, CT Bass Nation High School Bass Fishing Tournament time. We're up at Lake Leelanau at the Connecticut Bass Nation High School Tournament. Sylvia Morse, president of Connecticut Bass Nation, with us. Sylvia, there's a story about the sign here.
Yes, there is, John. We have a member of the junior program. His father works at CCI, Connecticut Correctional Institute, and he's head of the carpentry department. And all of his members there made this sign for the kids, and the sign materials were donated by the Berlin, Connecticut Home Depot.
So a lot of volunteer support, even from within our correctional institutes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And how many volunteers working the event today? You have 17 boats on the water?
We have 20 people working this event. 20 adults helping. We have 17 boats with 2 kids each.
So 34 anglers are out there.
Correct.
One of the hotter days of the year.
Correct.
So, I know we had some early returns. What are we hearing from out there? Anything?
We're hearing that it's slow. This is Leelanau. If they're not drawing water, the fish don't bite well. But I can guarantee you somebody will come in with their limit. They usually do.
Very good. We'll look forward to the anglers coming in. Sylvia Morris, president of Connecticut Bass Nation. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
You've got a nice fish. That's what you got. Wow. We just write it. I don't have this customized form.
His name is George.
The fish's name is George?
No.
There you go. That's a nice. Look at the length on that thing. Here, you want to actually?
Very nice, Alex.
Big fish and total weight for Alex Benoit. Down in the juniors.
I thought it was going to be 3. It's not going to be.
Yep, one smallie.
Skinny.
277.
Good job, Alex. Very nice. Let it go slow so we can take a picture of it swimming.
It's tough today, but a lot more people caught fish than I thought. And it wasn't too hot, right? Wasn't that bad. Today I'm going to go through all the weights. We're going to start with the juniors. We'll go from bottom up. So Mason, 1 fish for .73. We've got Sully, 2 fish for 264. With Alex, 1 fish for 277. That's a nice fish. And this is where it gets close here. We got Lauren, 3 fish at 336. Stephanie, 2 fish at 338. Jake, 3 fish at 367. Brian Leslie, 3 fish for 462. And Ryan, wherever he is, 5 fish for 522. Large lunker for the group was Brian. Great job, juniors. You really did well. All but 1 caught fish. Good job. Ryan, welcome back. Good bag on your first tournament, wherever you are.
In front of you.
Right.
All right, wave your hand.
Welcome back. Good job. All right, for the high school division. Oh, boy. All right, rounding out the bottom, we got Tomasello and Justin, 1 fish for 105. I didn't mean it that way. We've got Drew and Connor, 2 for 160. We have Nanawag, Noah and Shane, 3 for 310. Ram, Michael and Jared, they had 4 fish for 405. We had Nico and Joseph from Xavier, 4 fish for 589. Berlin, Jake and Ryan, 5 fish for 958. And probably the tightest battle I've ever seen. Second place went to Pomperog, Joey and Nathan with 11.63, anchored with a 4.52 largemouth, looked to be about 7. And first place with a dead fish, Patrick and Billy from Notre Dame, 5 fish for 11.64. Great job, you guys. Great job.
And just a great time out there. The kids learned a lot. I'm really looking forward to getting out at the next CT Bass Nation tournament, maybe get some shots of them fishing. They learn etiquette. They learn how to safely operate the boats, get them in and out of the water. A lot of learning going on. Thanks to Sylvia and Ron and all the volunteers there, just really doing a great job. Now we're going to jump down to the coast and pick up where we left off last week. Matt Lejeune, we met him through the Connecticut Surfcasters Association. He's kind of given us a Surfcasting 101 that we're going to try to give you during the summer, so when the Blitz gets here in the fall, you're ready for it. So let's go back down to the coast, part 2 with Matt Lejeune. Okay, we are going to take another short break. When we come back, part 2 with Matt Lejeune. Warm weather, light breezes, boats are in the water. There's no better place to celebrate summer than the Dock Shop. Whether in Darien at 51 Tokenique Road or Westport at 609 Riverside Avenue, the Dock Shop is where you'll find everything you need to kick off summer. From the latest summer apparel to the newest fishing tackle, the Dock Shop will help you get the most out of your next beach day or harbor cruise. At the Dock Shop, you'll find a wonderful selection of items made in the USA and right here in New England, all with a distinct nautical flair. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the coastal lifestyle, this is a unique place to shop. DockShop.com.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. My property taxes on my single-family home were close to $20,000 a year. Now that I've downsized and I'm in a townhome, and because of the condo tax laws, my fees have gone from $20,000 down to about $5,300 with the star exemption. There is no other townhome that compares in the area. This is where I want to be.
Keep your future star active and happy this summer at Future Stars Sports Academy camps and clinics. The Academy is offering sessions throughout Fairfield County. Sign up for a week of basketball, cheerleading, football, or a multi-sports camp. At Future Stars Academy, children learn the fundamentals while under the supervision of qualified coaches. And what sets the Academy apart is its special Lessons of Life sessions, teaching values and focusing on building self-esteem, friendships, and honesty. Located at Sports Center Connecticut in Shelton and in Sports in Trumbull. Register online at FutureStarsSportsAcademy.com.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
And welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. This Thursday, July 21st, John Kovach with you. Okay, so we've gotten the snag out of the reel now. Everything's untangled. Everything's straight. We're ready to cast. Matt Lejeune's going to show us how to do it in the surf right now. We're back with Matt Lejeune. We're in Madison, Connecticut. We're doing a little Surfcast in 101 in terms of gearing up, because it's crucial that you have the proper gear for surf casting. You're really exposing yourself to the elements, probably more so than any other form of fishing. We've gone over the clothes that you wear. Now we're going to gear up over top, work on our way to rods. Matt, you've got quite the pack and belt set up there.
I do. Mine's definitely more elaborate than most guys, but it's what I like. I'm a land surveyor by trade, and all day long I'm carrying around about 30 pounds of stakes and a 6-pound sledge, a frost pin, and that wears into my shoulder. And so on my belt I actually wear a set of suspenders on it. It just gives me more contact points for the gear, and it doesn't weigh me down as much. Like we started with before, we talked about safety in the surf and how, you know, the gear we're wearing keeps us warm and dry, which is an important part. But we also need to see at night. A lot of our fishing's at night, so we use headlamps. This is a nice one. It's got a red lens and a white lens, so you can preserve your night vision, and use the white one for walking around on, you know, rocks and uneven ground in the surf. So this is waterproof. I carry one of those, you know, I wear one of those, and I also usually carry one in my gear bag. So
A second headlamp?
Always have to have a second one. I didn't bring it today, but I do have another waterproof dive light that I wear on a lanyard around my neck. I haven't broken that out this year yet, so it's still at home in storage. The secondary thing for safety, we all carry knives in the surf because there's discarded line, there's rope. You could get caught on something and tangled up and not know it. You could be standing there for a while casting before you realize that you're in trouble. And so a good dive knife. This is a low carbon steel knife. There's others available in titanium, relatively cheap. And I like this one because it's got a blunt tip. It's not going to poke me if I drop it, or poke me when I'm wetsuiting. And this is also a fixed blade, so after it's out, it's ready to go. I don't tie this off on a lanyard because I want full range of movement, and I don't want that lanyard to be something that prohibits me from getting the knife to where it needs to go.
Do they make floatable knives? Is that something that's available, or generally you're leashed to a lanyard in terms of making sure you don't drop it?
You probably could attach a float to it, but that'd be another thing dangling around on your body.
Right.
I've done a lot of different things on my belt setup to actually eliminate coil lanyards. We always use coil lanyards for everything. You know, whether it was your pliers, your fish gripper, maybe your camera. Now I'm only using retractables. So for example, this is my plier sheath. It has a built-in retractable. So, you know, it's available at my side, and it just extends out. I can tend to the fish, and then it'll retract back, and it's out of the way. And it's really tight to my body, so I'm not gonna get that hung up on anything, a rock, a barnacle, or whatever. Another retractable that I use on the back is for my boga grip. It's attached on one side of the belt, and it just retains the butt. So this retracts out. I can grab a fish, and there's actually enough tension in the retractor that I can now let this go on the fish's lip in the water, put my rod away, so now I'm two hands, and now I can go back and tend to the fish. This is a 24-ounce retractor. It's enough to actually pull up the boga, which is nice because it won't sit down in the water if you're up on a rock at night. And then so I just grab that on D-ring. It sits flat across my back.
There you go.
There's one more retractor that I use, and that's the one I use when I put my bag on, but I'll go ahead and put the belt on here first. So on my surf bag, I have another clip that's detachable. I do still use the shoulder strap, so that goes over everything else. And then on the back side of my belt, I have another retractor if I can find it. And I just clip this in.
So everything's now all one piece.
So it's tight to my body. This is important in two situations. One is when I'm wetsuiting. If I am swimming to a rock, my bag's not floating away or dangling and falling around underneath me. It's staying right against my back. So it keeps me nice and compact in the water. When I pull myself up onto that rock, my bag's not getting caught on the rock itself or any kind of crevice or jammed in between a couple rocks. And then the other scenario is if I'm landing a fish, I can put my rod in here in this little D-ring or O-ring. Now I have two hands. When I bend over, my plug bag is not going to swing around and smack me in the face, which has happened when I forgot to put it on the clip.
Anytime we can avoid not getting hit in the face,
that's important too. That's all part of safety. So,
and that pouch, that bag that's over your shoulder now, that's all your plugs and any of the terminal tackle that you'll need.
Yep. So I just flip it around like this when I'm on the rock. Bag goes open. I just tuck the flap under the shoulder strap, and then I can search and find my next plug. So in here I've got a variety of plugs, foldable tape measure, and then in the front pouch I have a leader wallet with pre-tied leaders. I don't put the leaders in bags because it actually increases how fast they rust. Like if you're using the clips, or if you use a swivel on the other end to attach to your main line, it'll rust faster if it's in a bag. So I just leave them loose in there. You tie them up at home. You can tie a whole bunch for the whole winter, and then just take them as you need them if you need to restock. And then also in here, I've got some smelly jelly, and then some more leaders snelled onto hooks for eels. So that's my bag. And then on the other side, this is like a multi-purpose bag. So I got some extra eel hooks in here. And then in the main compartment, sometimes I carry extra plugs, sometimes I carry soft plastics. I'll put my rigged eels in here, or maybe I'll even get it extra smelly and put bunker chunks in there. But that about covers everything except for this eel bag.
That would be for live, I would assume.
Yep. So live eels go in there. I just got it on a clip. I'll use that same D-ring in the back.
That you will allow to dangle in the water so that they
it'll sit sit on my backside so that if there are any waves, which usually in the sound there aren't, it's not going to beat up the eels with them sitting behind me. But then this cinches down and helps prevent escapees.
And we want to thank Matt Lejeune for that second part. We've got more coming. We'll pick up next week. I learned a lot from it. It's fascinated me since I was a kid We would go up on vacations in Newport. You'd watch the guys chase the blitz, park their trucks, run down the beach. Guys surf cast and shoulder to shoulder. Really great stuff. And family vacations and fishing kind of go hand in hand. And, well, this is the kind of picture that you want to get via text while you're at work, but it kind of reminds you that you're at work. That's my brother Dave to the left, his sons Logan and Austin, and then their friends the Andersons. This is down on the Jersey Shore. Just a great morning they had the other day. All keepers, good-looking fish there. Now, those were not one of the species involved in Big Doug's Memorial Saltwater Shootout, which was held to benefit the Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries July 16th and 17th. That was up at the Oak Leaf Marina in Old Saybrook. This is going to surpass, thanks to Doug Thurston, $1,000 raised for the Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries. Great job there. List of winners he just posted in the stripers: Andrew Jones, 46-inch striper; Brian Whalen with a 44-incher; Tim O'Connell with a 40-inch fish. Among the bluefish, Nick Santillo with a 38-inch blue; Todd Marshall, 37.5; Anthony Siegel, 37 inches. So they're all pretty tight grouping there. The biggest sea bass went to Gabe Ravisa. He had a 21-incher. Biggest fluke, Nick Ortega, that was a 16-incher. That was not the biggest of fish. 51-inch sand shark entered and won one of the categories as well. The Three Bells Trifecta Challenge Kayak Tournament, that's still going on. That lasts through July 24th. You can get information at threebellsoutfitters.com. But according to the latest info that they've posted, they have a 26-inch fluke at the top of the claimed fluke leaderboard, followed by a 23-incher, number of 20-inch fluke in there. Big striped bass have been tough to come by. That's out a little further east in the Sound. A lot of fish in the high 30s and 40s are on board. Blue's a little bit more active, 36-incher there. Again, that tournament is open through Sunday. Couple of events coming up in early August. These are big events at some of our favorite places to go. Catskill Fly Fishing Museum is getting ready to host its Summerfest again. That is going to be August 6th and 7th. That's at the museum, the Catskill Fly Fishing Center and Museum at 1031 Old Route 17 in Livingston Manor. Public is open. This is a celebration of the 35th anniversary of the Catskill Fly Fishing Center and Museum. There will be an angler's market with items about angling, collectibles, lifestyle, the arts, all kinds of stuff. Casting competitions for the Hardy Bamboo Cup, the Hardy Royal Wolf Graphite Classic, the Tycoon Tackle Fiberglass Challenge. Deddy has a youth contest now. Great to see the kids get involved in that. Kids are also going to be involved in the arts and crafts and can learn at the casting demos. Pig roast for attendees. Presentations, lectures all weekend, the 6th and 7th. And then Sunday, and this is the big part of it, and this is why I'll probably be up there if everything works out on that Sunday. Agnes Van Putt's 100th birthday. We were up there for 99. We want to be up there for the 100th. This is seen from last year's Summerfest up at the Catskill Museum. Again, that's August 6th and 7th. The museum is at 1031 Old Route 17 in Livingston Manor, New York. Also during Summerfest, visitors can meet the center's new executive director, Glenn Pontier. He's a resident of Berryville, New York, longtime director of Sullivan Renaissance. He's taken the helm at the Catskill Center. You'll be able to meet him during Summerfest, August 6th and 7th. Also on August 6th, the American Museum of Fly Fishing up in Manchester, Vermont, will hold its 9th annual Fly Fishing Festival. That's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Celebration of fly fishing with local vendors, demonstrations, gathering of fly fishing aficionados. They're adding a food, local cuisine celebration to it. Right next to Orvis in Manchester. Sounds like a fun time up there. And it's not too early to start getting ready for the 34th annual WICC 600 Port Jeff Ferry Greatest Bluefish Tournament on Earth. That's Saturday and Sunday, August 27th and 28th on the Sound. Guaranteed cash prizes exceed $44,000. Grand prize of $25,000 for the heaviest bluefish, $10,000 for second place, $2,500 for third, $500 for fourth and fifth, $200 each for the next 10 heaviest catches. Special prize of $200 for the heaviest fish caught at each weigh station. Registration is now open at 203-366-BLUE at any of the official stations, and they will have a placard up, or you can go online, wicc600.com. Registration closes 1 minute before midnight on Friday, August 26th. Also, this is Justin. I love when we have breaking fishing news. We just got word from the Greenwich Shellfish Commission that on August 7th from 1:30 to 4, they will be discussing the future of Greenwich waters at the Flora and Environment Center. That's at Innis Arden Cottage at Greenwich Point Park in Old Greenwich. 2 o'clock, members of the Shellfish Commission are going to discuss proposals to build oyster reefs in Greenwich Cove, farm clam beds that have not been touched in 30 years, improve local water quality. We're going to talk a lot more about this coming up in the coming weeks, but we're out of time, and that's going to do it for this week's Yankee Fisherman. Get out this weekend, practice safe catch and release, especially in this heat. Be careful yourselves, and if you get out, tight lines.